Let's get right into it with the first true story. The road was almost completely empty. It was one of those cold, rainy nights when the darkness seemed heavier than usual. Streetlights became rare the farther the highway stretched into the countryside. Long sections of road were lit only by passing headlights and flashes of lightning in the distance. A young man was driving home after midnight, taking the same route he had driven countless times before. The rain hit the windshield in relentless waves. Then, suddenly, a figure appeared at the side of the road. A man stood alone in the rain. He was motionless, his clothes soaked, one arm slightly raised as if asking for help. There were no houses nearby, no gas stations, no sign of life for miles. The driver slowed down. Something about the stranger felt unsettling, yet impossible to ignore. The car stopped. The passenger door opened. A cold gust of air rushed inside as the stranger sat down without saying a single word. For several minutes, silence filled the car. The only sounds were the rain, the engine, and the soft rhythm of the windshield wipers. The passenger never moved. He simply stared forward. His face looked unnaturally pale under the dim dashboard light, almost grey, like all colour had been drained from his skin. His expression never changed. No blinking, no movement, just stillness. Then, after a brief glance toward the road, the driver looked back. The passenger seat was empty, completely empty. The door was still locked. No sound had been heard. No movement had been felt. Yet the seat remained soaked, as if someone had truly been sitting there only seconds before. The next morning, locals spoke about an old accident. Years earlier, a young man had died on that exact road during a storm. Ever since then, drivers had reported seeing a silent hitchhiker late at night. The second true story took place on an isolated country road surrounded by thick forest. It was close to midnight when a woman drove home from work, taking a shortcut she had used many times before. The road was narrow and completely dark. Tall trees leaned over both sides, their branches creating shifting shadows in the moonlight. Then her headlights illuminated something strange. Orange road barriers blocked the road ahead. This immediately felt wrong. There had been no signs of construction earlier that day. As the car slowed, movement appeared behind the barriers. A tall figure stood there. It wore a long, dark coat with a hood pulled low over its face. The figure remained perfectly still. The woman flashed her lights. No response. She honked. Nothing. Then the figure slowly lifted its head. The hood was dark inside, too dark. No face could be seen. Then it started walking toward the car, slowly, one step at a time. A wave of panic hit instantly. The woman shifted into reverse. But the moment the car began moving backward, the figure suddenly broke into a full sprint. Its movements were wrong. Its limbs jerked unnaturally. Its speed was impossible. The car reversed quickly down the road. Then, just as suddenly as it had appeared, the figure vanished. Gone. The road barriers were gone too. The road ahead was completely clear. Nothing blocked the way. No sign of any construction, no footprints, no person, just darkness and silence. Locals later revealed that several drivers had reported seeing the same roadblock late at night. Some claimed the hooded figure had appeared directly outside their windows. Others refused to ever use that road again. The final story happened on a long highway just outside the city. The night was quiet. A black sedan drove steadily along the empty road, its red taillights glowing in the darkness. Another car followed from a distance. For nearly 20 minutes, both vehicles remained on the same stretch of road. Then, without warning, the black sedan suddenly swerved sharply to the right, straight into the trees. The following driver immediately slowed down, convinced a terrible crash had just happened. The car pulled over. The driver stepped out. The cold night air was silent. No crash sound, no broken glass, no smoke. A flashlight beam scanned the trees. Nothing. No tire tracks. No broken branches. No vehicle. No sign that any car had left the road. It was as if the sedan had vanished into thin air. Then a sound broke the silence. Footsteps. Slow. Heavy. Crunching through dead leaves. The flashlight swung around. Nothing. Only darkness. Then, far down the road behind the parked car, two faint red lights appeared. Taillights. The exact same taillights. The black sedan was now behind them. Impossible. There had been no turns, no crossroads, no way for the car to be there. The engine started immediately. The driver sped away without looking back. The next morning, an old news article revealed something chilling. 5 years earlier, a black sedan had disappeared on that exact highway. Neither the car nor the driver had ever been found. Yet people still claimed to see its taillights late at night, always ahead, sometimes behind, never staying in one place for long. Some roads should never be driven after midnight. Some things wait in the darkness, and sometimes they follow you home.